Well, Val, thank you so much for getting together to share some of your memories and stories of all your experience here at Camp Mac. How did you first get involved here at camp?
I got involved with church when I was a teenager. And for whatever reason, I did not go to youth camp until after I graduated from high school. So when I went to Camp Mac, I didn't have the lifelong friendships that a lot of people did at summer camp, but I still got plugged in with a great group of friends. And some of them, we're still friends now, 32 years later, and I'm very grateful for that.
Nice. So, were you Church of the Brethren growing up then, or?
Not growing up, no.
Okay.
My sister got involved with the Church of the Brethren a couple of years before I did, and I went with her a few times, but it wasn't until I was 16 when I really got involved with the church.
Nice, nice. So, when then, as long as I can remember, you've been a team leader for followers or some camp here. How did you first get involved being a team leader and on that side of camping?
Well, I got involved with being a counselor, and I loved counseling. My pastor was a counselor, or he was a team leader for that age for probably a few different decades. And I loved counseling with him. I did that a few different summers, and I think somewhere along the way, somebody recommended that I become a team leader. And so I did. I gave that a try, and I very much enjoyed it. I enjoyed that age greatly. And if it wasn't for somebody probably having recommended me to do that, I probably would still be a counselor because I enjoyed that greatly too.
Nice. So, who was your pastor then?
John Bunch.
Okay. I knew that you and him worked a lot together, so just making
Yes.
all those connections.
Yes.
So you mentioned that followers is your favorite age group to work with, that junior high age. What makes that camp special for you?
I love junior high because there's an independence. There are the conversations that we can have with one another. They can choose their electives in the afternoon. They've got 3 hours where they can just choose what they want to do and sign up for that and go and do it. Just the Bible studies and conversations that we can have there. It's a wonderful thing. And it's just a great age. I connect with them, and also it feels like there's not a lot of homesickness at junior high. When you get to junior high, people have made it through that for the most part. They know what to expect, and we just get there and we have a good time and we grow in the Lord together.
Nice. So, with all your years of counseling followers, like you said, followers is nice because there is some independence to it. But they also get to do pretty much all the activities that we have to offer here at camp.
Yes.
So, is there something that you have experienced here at Camp Mac that you think more people should experience? What's kind of our hidden gem if you had to pick one?
One of the things that I wish people could experience or would experience would be working as summer staff. I did it in 1992 and 1995, and I feel like I needed 3 years in between for a break because people who have worked at camp, either working there year round or for the summer or volunteering, know that it is hard work. And so I think the people who work there are hidden treasures, and I just really appreciate the people who are there. And I know that you work very hard because I've done it a couple of different summers, and God bless all of you. Just very grateful for our summer staff. And so if people could volunteer, grateful for all of those who work in the programming, but if people could volunteer in the kitchen or maintenance for a week, that would help us to appreciate what you all do even more.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were on staff, so this is a unscripted question of when you were on staff, what were some of your favorite things to do and also some of your least favorite things to do?
Favorite things, just being with the other summer staff, talking with them, joking with them. I worked in the kitchen my first summer. quite a bit, and that was a challenge, just trying to come on board. It seemed like most of the other summer staff had been there and they kind of knew what to expect. And some of the personalities that particular summer were challenging, but by the end of the summer, it felt like we had befriended each other and it was a good thing. So just grateful for the friendships, and grateful working at summer staff. That's really what got me involved with counseling. And so as a summer staff, we were able to pick different weeks that we could counsel, and that's what did it for me. And I'm so grateful. It's really changed the course of my life.
Awesome. So that leads really well into my next question of you've really been a vital part of many people's own faith journeys through the campers and the counselors that you work with. But how has Camp Mac helped you grow in your faith?
Well, I see God at work week after week, year after year, and I know that God has proven himself over and over and always will. And it's just such a blessing for me to see some of the people that I've worked with. I knew them as campers, and now they come back and they volunteer, and they come back and they work, just to see so many people who are at camp right now. And I see there are a lot of adults who are working at camp, but in some ways I see them as children, because I remember meeting them as children, and to see that they are following in the steps of Jesus by working at camp. It just does my heart and my faith good to see that.
So our theme for Giving Day this year is the summit. We need to get a new summit water slide. I understand that you've gotten to go down the summit. Tell us about how and why you decided to do that.
Well, I know the campers love the summit. And so just one summer, I thought I'm going to give it a try. So I swam out there. Nobody encouraged it. I just wanted to do it. And so I went out there and I climbed up those steps, and I thought, one misstep and I might knock out everybody climbing up behind me. So I've got to be very careful. So I didn't fall. I made it, and I slid down the slide, and it was a great feeling. And then I swam around to the triangle part and jumped in the bouncy section of the summit. And it was just nice to sit in there and to listen to the campers laughing together, talking together. That's one of their sacred spaces, just enjoying the fellowship, being in there. So I wasn't there for very long, and I might not ever do it again. I don't know, but it was fun, and I'm glad that I did it. And always good to see the campers out there just enjoying themselves and enjoying the summit.
But what are your hopes and dreams for the future of Camp Mac?
My hopes and dreams for the future of camp are just that people would continue to meet Jesus there, that people would continue to feel loved and accepted at Camp Mac. At the end of one week, many years ago, one of the campers, she was not Church of the Brethren, she said, "I've never felt this way before." She's never felt accepted, not at school, not in life, but she was accepted that week. And I want everybody to feel accepted, to feel loved, and to feel the presence of Jesus. And that's my hope. Those are my dreams for camp.
Awesome. So, do you have any other fun stories or memories that especially stand out to you from all your summers here?
There are a couple of stories I'll share. One is in 1992, it was maybe my first week to counsel, or one of my first weeks to counsel. And I'm one who likes nap time. And so I was in a triad that particular week. And one of my co-counselors, I think he had counseled different camps all summer, and it was the end of the summer. And I think he was just worn out. So every day his group of campers got very loud during nap time. So every day I would march over there and I would say, "You boys need to get quiet. It's nap time." And so a couple of days into it, they would start saying, "Shh, here she comes, here she comes." And, I'd like to think of myself as a rather nice counselor, but, cut into my nap time and I'm going to come after you. Fast forward 10 years, and one of those campers became my brother-in-law. He was the younger brother of my husband. And I also met my husband at Camp Mac. one of my stories too is summer of 1995. I was working summer staff, and Ray and Ellen Swihart asked if I would take care of their mail while they were at annual conference. Well, that particular summer, I had a vicious game of ultimate frisbee, and I was blocking a pass, and I ended up getting a terrible black eye, and I have a scar over my eye to show where that happened. And it's a badge of honor, really. But I was out riding my bike over to their house that summer, and it started to rain, and I thought, oh God, what else could go wrong? It's raining on me, I've got this black eye, but the sun was shining. And I said, God, if it's not asking too much, and I don't think it is, would you just give me a rainbow? And I got the newspaper out of the newspaper box, and I looked up, no rainbow. I thought, well, I'm just gonna put my bike in their shed, and I'm gonna walk back to camp. And then I walked out of the shed, and I looked up, and there I saw the biggest, most beautiful rainbow I'd ever seen. And I just stood in the grass, and I looked up, and I praised God until it faded away. So just seeing God at work in nature and through relationships and friendships, it's a wonderful, wonderful gift.
Awesome. So I didn't realize that you were part of the Camp Mac Couples Club.
You're learning a few things in this interview. Yes.
I am. Yes. So how did you meet your husband here at camp?
It's funny because I had gone to young adult camp for years and years and years. And some of us were becoming 30 and 40 and 50 years of age. And I thought, maybe it's time that we not go to young adult camp anymore. So I decided I would be one to stop going. But when young adult camp was happening, team leader training was happening. And I thought, well, I've been a team leader for so many years. I don't really have to go. It's like a 2.5-hour trip. It makes for a long day, but young adult camp is happening, and I want to crash that. I want to go over there during my breaks. And so it just so happened that year, 2 young adults were there, 2 friends that had never been there before. And so I striked up a conversation with one of them, and that was Daniel Kline. And we just hit it off. And a few weeks later was annual conference, and my sister and I were heading up single adult activities, and I invited him to go and be a part of that. And we just hit it off in Louisville, Kentucky. And actually we were married just a few months later in October of 2002.
Nice.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cool. Well, thank you, Val, for sharing all your memories and experiences here at Camp Mac. We're blessed to have you as part of the ministry.
Thank you, Todd, and thank you for allowing me to be a part of this. And God bless you, and God bless Camp Mac.
Thanks.